Today, we're talking about Ebola. Specifically, we're talking about the new National Geographic miniseries called The Hot Zone, airing on May 27th, 8th, and 9th. I got to see an advanced screening of the first two episodes of the miniseries that wasn't really made clear. It's a series based on a book based on a true story about Lieutenant Colonel Nancy Jax, who was the scientist who discovered Ebola on U.S. soil. And it was fine. Everything was just so tense all the time that eventually it just kind of fell flat. There was no time to stop and catch your breath, so after a while I just kind of stopped feeling it. What I did feel is that I was watching like a Lifetime original movie, which isn't strictly speaking a bad thing, but it is. There were lots of long shots of characters looking pensive after they hung up the phone or ended some kind of dramatic conversation. And after a while, it just felt kind of gratuitous. And also, Colonel Jax has this male counterpart who's just arrogant and obviously wrong, and all he ever does is just ruin everything that he touches, and there was no clear motivation for why he was being that way except that he was an asshole, which, like, sure, assholes are real, but they took so many other liberties with the truth that maybe they could have stopped and added some nuance into that character a little bit. So the Hot Zone has these like two parallel stories running at the same time. One of Lieutenant Colonel Jax doing her science stuff to discover what the nature of this mystery virus is, and then one was of her mentor, whose name I definitely forgot, discovering Ebola decades earlier in the jungles of the Congo for the very first time. And that second part just kind of feels like it's there to pad the runtime. I was in the theater for 90 minutes and it felt like way longer, and I only saw part of it. Alright, so I actually went and had to Google this, and so what I saw was the first two episodes. They will be airing 2 episodes at a time, 2 on May 27th, 2 on May 28th, and 2 on May 29th. I feel like I'm ragging on it, maybe unfairly. There were parts of it that I did like. There was this really good extended sequence where Colonel Jax was taking a new trainee into the level 4 containment room. She broke it down really well. It was like, here's level 1, here's level 2, here's the procedure for how we go to the next step safely without risking contamination. And I thought that was really well done. I have no idea how accurate any of it was, but it narratively set the stage and set the tone for something to go horribly wrong later. And that was really a fantastic piece of suspense filmmaking. I'm not going to be watching the rest of the Hot Zone because I don't have cable. But even if I did have cable, it was fine. But I don't know if it was fine enough that I would actually put effort into seeking out the remaining 2 parts of that series.